TIFU by convincing my boyfriend that girls have to shed their skin once a month.
This started as a complete joke about a year ago. I was taking off the remnants of a peel-off mask I put a little bit on my shoulders because I got a couple of blackheads on there and I wanted to see if it would take care of it. For any of the girlies wondering, no, it didn't really work at all. Well, my boyfriend walked in and asked me what I was doing, and for some reason I joked and said, "Oh, I'm shedding my skin since I just finished my period." He was really confused, but believed me immediately and started asking a ton of questions. I decided it would be funny to stick with the joke and answer all the questions. Here's how it went. "So why do you have to do that?" "Well, you know how girls shed the lining of their uterus during their periods? It's kind of the same thing, but since skin doesn't contract, we have to peel it off."
Does it hurt? Only a little bit, but it's such a relief when it's off. Do all girls have this? Yes, but we're all kind of ashamed of it because a lot of guys shame us for it, so don't ask girls around you about it. My poor gullible baby boy. Well, once, he mentioned it around one of my best girlfriends. I gave her a look from across the room, and she went with it. And then he mentioned it in front of his sister, I gave her a look, she went with it, and then told their mom to go along with it later if he ever asked. This spread around quickly. His aunt, my mother, my sisters, my female cousins, his female cousins, his grandmother, all of my female friends, all of his sister's female friends, everyone. While all of this happened, his male friends found out about it. One of them asked their moms, and she laughed at him and didn't say anything, so he believes it. The others still believe it without question.
This had spread like a wildfire that I could not control. At this point, I had completely forgotten about the joke, but earlier today, I was sitting at the dinner table with him and his family just chatting, and I was scratching my shoulder because I got a really bad sunburn and it was starting to peel. He asked me if my sunburn was bothering me and if I wanted some aloe vera, so I said yes. He said to me in front of the entire table, "It must suck that your sunburn is peeling and you have to peel this time of the month again." It took everything in me to not burst out laughing, but it took absolutely nothing for his mother to snort water out of her nose and proceed to cry laugh at the dinner table. His sister buried her face in her hands and laughed so hard that her face turned bright red and she snorted over and over again. Much to my surprise, I did not laugh, but I felt myself convulse and my face got so hot. He was really confused, but his dad was even more confused.
He asked him what he was talking about. And my poor boyfriend, who was so confused as to why his sister and mom were laughing, said, "Well, you know, when girls have that time, they have to peel, right off?" And his dad just looked at all three of us dumbfounded and said, "What the hell have you been telling this boy?" And we all lost it. I started laughing so hard that I thought I was going to throw up. I was crying. I was in pain. I probably burst a couple blood vessels from laughing so hard. I finally fessed up because I couldn't explain my maniacal laughter anymore. He looked at me like I just shot his dog. I told him I was so sorry and explained the origin of this running joke. He sat back down at the table absolutely dumbfounded. After dinner we went back to his room and he asked me, "Everyone has been lying to me about this and you started it." I felt so bad. And I was apologizing profusely. He was silent for about a minute before he started laughing harder than I have ever heard him laugh before. He had tears rolling down his cheeks. His face was bright red. And he kept grabbing his stomach and heaving from how hard he was laughing. He told me between heaves that he couldn't believe that I had gotten every single woman in his life to convince him that this complete BS was real, and that he wouldn't believe periods were real at this point if he hadn't witnessed me curled up in the bathroom sobbing from cramps. We both laughed for a solid 30 minutes together. He jokingly chastised me for making him look like an idiot, and then we snuggled up and watched a movie together until I had to head on home. So maybe not a detrimental foo, but definitely one that he will remember for the rest of his life. I am a terrible liar. But I am proud of myself for keeping this ridiculous one up for so long. And I'm kind of sad to see it end. P.S. We agreed not to tell his friends and to let them keep believing it. We'll see how long that lasts. TL. Dr. I told my boyfriend that girls have to shed their skin once a month for their period. He believed me for a year. And he found out today that it was all a lie.
I'm just wondering how old Op and boyfriend is.
All I'll say is, he's definitely a keeper, smiley face.
I lost it when the dad looked around judging you all. Well played. That's a lovely cruel prank. That's exactly the kind of story a woman would create to keep their very real. Once a month skin peel in secret. Like, we know. Stop hiding it.
Does he know his name is written on the ceiling?
OMG, this is gold. I just snorted wine out my nose. Are all women part of the shape-shifting lizard race that secretly control Earth?
Are you both 14?
I straight up don't believe this. You convinced every single boy in your friend group, 20-somethings, during the age of the internet and social media, that girls peel their skin while on their period? This read like a TikTok script or a short story. Press X to doubt. Best TIFU I've ever read. Made-up story based on an existing TikTok couple's meme joke videos. I'm cry laughing now myself. LMAO. You now own any future trust issues. Have I read this here before? Funny, I watched an IG reel where a girl claimed to have done the exact same thing to her BF. This is literally the plot of n number of couples TikTok. Andy and Michelle one was what I thought of first, but I think there's at least 3 I've seen and I'm a guy. If these people are a day older than 15, I'll eat my shorts. God, I hope he's good at sport. That kid's got no prospects otherwise. And then everybody clapped and you got crowned homecoming prank queen.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.